Fox News has finally figured out who is at fault for the violence at the Trump rallies. Obama. I'm not kidding. Watch.
Violence broke out over the weekend at several Donald Trump campaign rallies. Left-wing thugs battled with police in Chicago and St. Louis. One even tried to storm the stage at a rally in Dayton, Ohio. But instead of blaming the professional hooligans, the political chattering class blamed Mr. Trump. Senator Marco Rubio went so far as to liken Mr. Trump to a third world strongman. But the person responsible for fomenting political unrest is not Donald Trump. It's President Obama. For the past 7.5 years, this man has been stoking division and discord. You want to talk about creating controversy? Fine, let's talk about Baltimore and Ferguson, Missouri, and Trayvon Martin. President Obama is the one who told his followers, if they bring a knife to the fight, we bring a gun. That's what he said. I don't recall too many Republicans getting upset over that remark.
I recall a lot of Republicans getting upset over that remark when it was just the most obvious metaphor of all time. Okay, so look, Fox News is insane. You know that. So I'm not surprised that they're going to say, no, our Republican nominee or presumptive nominee at this point, inciting people to riots, which he did recently, saying, hey, there'll be riots at the convention if I don't win. That's Obama's fault. Okay, that's not surprising. What's maddening is Obama's reaction to this, right? So not to this particular clip, but the overall situation. Now, Donald Trump's having his supporters punch people, drag people around, knock them down, do all these things. And who's President Obama going to blame? He's actually going to split it down the middle. Don't do that. Watch.
We have heard vulgar and divisive rhetoric aimed at women and minorities, at Americans who don't look like us or pray like us or vote like we do. We've seen misguided attempts to shut down that speech, however offensive it may be. We live in a country where free speech is one of the most important rights that we hold. In response to those attempts, we've seen actual violence.
This is not the time to call it even. Look, I'm with you. Don't overshout people so that they can't speak. I've said that 1,000 times. Don't do anything physical. Those things are obvious. But that's not what's happening. You might find one isolated incident, like, for example, the protester who bum rushed the stage at a Trump rally. Totally unacceptable. I get it. But it's not 50-50. The overwhelming number of cases is when Trump supporters are assaulting the protesters. It's not helpful when the Democratic president says, well, I mean, a little bit of Trump and a little bit of the progressives who don't like him. He does it again in this clip. Watch.
Too often, we've accepted this as somehow the new normal. And it's worth asking ourselves what each of us may have done to contribute to this kind of vicious atmosphere in our politics. I suspect that all of us can recall some intemperate words that we regret. Certainly I can. And while some may be more to blame than others for the current climate, all of us are responsible for reversing it.
No, wait a minute. I'm not responsible for Trump's fascism. I didn't do that. The protesters didn't do that. And President Obama, you didn't do that. You didn't do any of that. When Fox News blames you for it, and then you turn around and go, well, I guess there's violence, so I guess we're all equally culpable. Well, you're helping them with their insane talking point. Trump is the one saying, punch them in the face. I'll pay your legal bills. We're going to riot if they don't give me the nomination. It's not 50-50. Stop it. And of course, the media looks at that and goes, well, Obama called it 50-50, so I guess Obama and the Democrats must be partly responsible for Trump's fascism. He has helped the Republicans so much. And if you're still naive enough to think that he's playing three-dimensional chess, I got bad news for you. He's almost out of time. There's no end game here. The end game was Obama validating Republican talking points for 8 straight years. No, you're supposed to stand up for us. You're not supposed to help Trump excuse his actions. And the fact that Obama doesn't get that at this late juncture is maddening.